Hey, what's going on, guys? I wanted to make a video real quick to talk about a microphone I've had for a while that I haven't been a very big fan of, and it wasn't until recently that my opinion of it was pretty much validated by a YouTuber, Glenn of SpectreStudios. I wanted to play his opinions and then kind of weigh in.
And the absolute worst out of the bunch is the Presonus. This mic is, well, for lack of a better word, dog shit. It's really quite terrible, and Presonus should be embarrassed to be offering this one up, to be honest with you. I found it's very similar to that really shitty U87 clone I found on AliExpress there a few months back, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's using the same capsule because the mic just disintegrated under the volume of the guitar cab, and it's not very good on acoustic. It's got just this really nasty sound to it, and it's not really suited for voice either. So yeah, avoid this one to the plague. I've got to retitle this video 4 mics for under $100 that don't completely suck, because the Presonus here definitely completely sucks.
And just so you know, he did more thorough testing. Like, there's testing with like acoustic guitar and electric, and he also did like a vocal read through. And I encourage you to check that out if you want to hear more samples of how bad this mic is. So the reason I wanted to draw attention to it wasn't just to say microphone bad, but to say that if you're working on something and if you're feeling discouraged for how it sounds, sometimes it really can just be the quality of the thing you're working with, especially if it's a microphone. Some microphones, like, I'll just say for example, like Neewer 700, 800, are awful. They are burnt to a crisp. At some point I'll record samples and play those too, and you'll want to rip your ears off and throw them in the trash can. Oof. I guess that was the end. Credits. Fucking kid's dead.
That was it.
That was it? You paid $60 for it.
You paid $60 and you got about 5 minutes worth of scenes.
Oh god.
How did you feel?
Just take my word for it. They're rough sounding mics, but they're also $20 or $30 microphones. So you can't really expect too much out of them, but needless to say, it might discourage you from wanting to work on something if you're having to hear your voice through that microphone. So I say this to say, if you're going to pick up a microphone, if you can't pick up the mic you want the first time, maybe go just a notch or a couple notches down, but don't cut so close to the bottom of the barrel that you're willing to just pick up anything for $15 or $20. I mean, maybe you can find a good microphone for that price used. I mean, that's definitely an option, and I don't want to discourage someone from buying a used microphone for that price, but if you're buying a brand new microphone for $15 or $20, like, there should be like warning signs and red flags going off immediately, because what you're going to get is probably a pretty harsh sounding signal. But of course, your mileage may vary, and you may want to go ahead and do testing ahead of time, or just look at benchmarks and look at what other people have to say about it. But for this mic, it is rough. It is as bad as he says it is, and I will prove it to you because I've recorded samples using the same microphone, and for purposes of comparison, I've included a sample of my microphone that you're hearing right now, recording the same read-through. And so you'll be able to hear it for yourself and see which one you like better. No one wants to die, Harold, but unfortunately we do. Harold, you will die someday. Sometime. Heart failure at the bank. Choke on a mint. Some long, drawn-out disease you contracted on vacation. You will die. You will absolutely die. Even if you avoid this death, another will find you, and I guarantee that it won't be nearly as poetic or as meaningful as what she's written. No one wants to die, Harold, but unfortunately we do. Harold, you will die someday, sometime. Heart failure at the bank, choke on a mint, some long, drawn-out disease you contracted on vacation. You will die. You will absolutely die. Even if you avoid this death, another will find you, and I guarantee that it won't be nearly as poetic or meaningful as what she's written. And that's about it. So yeah, when you decide to get a microphone, or if you decide to work on something or record something, just keep that in mind, that, you know, whatever you're recording with can definitely determine, it will absolutely determine your ability to want to work on something. If you record your voice on something that doesn't sound very good, and you play it back, of course your reaction's going to be, like, no, I don't want to listen to myself if I have to listen to that for anything over a couple of minutes at a time, especially not if it's hours. God, like, if you're doing it for, say like YouTube or Let's Play, you don't want to listen to hours of your voice through this microphone. Just take my word for it, So this is something you need to consider when you're purchasing a mic, It's going to be the thing you're going to be listening to for long durations of time. And I want you to think about this with the same mindset that you would have buying, say, like an ergonomic chair. If you're going to be using it for hours at a time, you really want to make sure that what you're getting out of it is comfort. And so you don't want to rip your ears off and throw them in the trash can. I hope this helps. Again, I know this isn't like a typical video for me. I'm hoping it'll encourage somebody if they're on the fence about a particular microphone, or if they've bought a microphone and they're feeling kind of uncertain of their ability to gauge whether or not it's good or bad or whatever in between, that, maybe they research it, or maybe they even return it in the case of the Presonus. But you know what I mean? Like, there's no sense in being stuck with something that makes you... There's no sense in sticking with a mic that makes you sound like garbage. And of course, if this is helpful, and it goes without saying, please leave a comment, tell me if you have a microphone you'd want to hear me test. If you want to hear me test the Neewer microphone, I can do that, the Neewer microphone. It's my Neewer microphone. I can put that on so you can hear how rough that sounds, because it's not great. I just remember it being like super blown out and very gainy and not really appealing to listen to. I might be wrong. Maybe it's just been too many years since I've used it, but I do not have fond memories of that microphone. Anyway, I hope this helps.
You paid $60 for it.